And to the political space now, the People's Democratic Party has inaugurated a 119-member National Convention Committee. National Chairman Umaru Damagum sent a note of warning to individuals or groups working to sabotage the event scheduled for November in Ibadan to steer clear or face consequences. The 119-member committee is chaired by Governor Amadu Fintiri of Adamawa, with Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun as vice chairman, and Governor Peter Omba of Enugu State as the secretary. Mr. Damagum insists, despite the challenges facing the party, it remains the leading voice of the opposition and the enduring hope of millions of Nigerians.
Note today that this party, like I've always reiterated, is above any personal interest or any individual. I want to make this clear. Ironically, many of these destructive voices have come from individuals who have benefited immensely from the party.
Every stakeholder in this party is my friend, but I will not place this party or our relationship above this party. I will deliver on my assignment. I will ensure what is expected of me is what is done, and I accept, along with 119 members, this assignment on behalf of our party with all humility.
We are capable of navigating this party beyond the shenanigans, beyond the arrogance and impunity of some people. We cannot continue to keep quiet and allow people to take us to the slaughterhouse. That is their job. And our job is to make sure we don't go to slaughterhouse.
And now, in another development, some leaders of the People's Democratic Party, loyal to Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Oyo State, are demanding the retention of the 2021 convention's zoning arrangements by retaining the national chairmanship seat in the North Central. The PDP leaders met in Abuja last night, where they also called for the conduct of a fresh Southeast Zonal Congress, congresses in Ebonyi and Anambra States, as well as local government congress in Ekiti State. Now, they are also demanding that the outcome of the South-South Congress held in Calabar, Cross River State on the 22nd of February and recognized by the court be respected.
We call on the National Working Committee to urgently conduct fresh, transparent and inclusive congresses in Ebonyi State and Anambra, in line with the judgments of the courts. 2, that a fresh and legitimate Southeast Zonal Congress should be conducted. 3, that the outcome of the valid and legitimate South-South Congress held in Calabar, Cross River State and recognized by the court be respected. 4, that the Ekiti State Local Government Area Council Congress should be conducted immediately in obedience to the subsisting court judgment.
Joining me from Port Harcourt is the Zonal Secretary, PDP South-South Zone, George Turner, for more on the developments within the PDP. Good to have you join us.
Thank you, Precious, and fellow Nigerians, thank you for having me.
So you had your 100th National Executive Committee meeting, and after that meeting, the PDP rose and said its party was now newly resurrected, but now was seeing, as it were, cracks in the southern region of the PDP due to power sharing formula. Just give us more details as to why this is such a huge challenge for the PDP in the south.
Thank you very much. There are no cracks in the PDP, and I can say that emphatically. There are no cracks, but we must understand that PDP is a political party and this is politics. Politics is played along interest line, and having groups and formations and blocks and cartels are normal. These are normal trends in politics, and groups drive their interest. Well, what is happening is that the party is set for convention. The eminent leaders and concerned stakeholders met in Abuja, and we gave out a 6-point, position. Now, we said we align with the convention, but in doing so, there are steps, critical steps leading to the convention that we must ensure we get right. Now, the issue of disenfranchisement is a major legal issue. We have challenges with our party structure in Anambra, Ebonyi, the Southeast Zone, and of course, Ekiti State. And these issues have received judicial pronouncements. And we are always saying, respect the rule of law, respect judicial pronouncement. It shouldn't be a concern. I mean, do we even in the first place require anybody to call on the party to respect court pronouncements? Let me start with the acting national chairman, who is now chairman. He became acting national chairman on the strength of judicial pronouncements, right? So respect, the court have made pronouncement with respect to Anambra, Ebonyi, and the Southeast. Respect those decisions of court. Conduct those elections immediately so you don't disenfranchise a whole region. That's what we have said. Then in
but Mr. Turner, that's not all. That's not all you have said. Just a minute, because it started right from when as it were now, a faction of the southern leaders, which had to do with, I think Chief Bode George was there. You have some of the governors rather, of the PDP in the south also present at that meeting held in Lagos to talk about a zoning arrangement for the national convention. That's where the challenge started from, even before all of these issues you were highlighting. And then we saw another faction where we had the Kingsley Chinda, also part of coming out to say they don't recognize that meeting because some people were not included in that meeting. So when you say there are no cracks, and then when you hear governors, also saying, look, those who they use the word shenanigans, carrying out shenanigans with this party will no longer be tolerated. I mean, that shows you that there are cracks within your party, and then the national convention might just be difficult to hold.
You see, I would expect that the tone, from our leaders in driving this conversation up to our convention will be reconciliatory and civil, because it will appear that the kind of arrogance we are beginning to see, it seems we are forgetting very quickly the consequences that that came with the arrogance we saw building up to the 2023 election, where people were saying nothing will happen, this and that, calling leaders all manner of names, and we are paying dearly for it. So I will appreciate that the tone from our leaders and those who have critical assignments to handle should be reconciliatory and also, respect for each other. And having said that, the issue of zoning, constitutionally, the party provides that a national officer shall be elected and shall serve for a period of 4 years. Such an officer shall have the right to seek re-election and serve a second term for another 4 years after that, no more. We had a zoning committee, that have done justice to the issue of zoning by recommending that status quo be maintained. Status quo here is that the offices in the north will remain in the north, the offices in the south will remain in the south. That is perfect, and we have said we agree. Now, constitutionally, you also have to take it further to ensure that the microzone offices, for instance, the offices that are in southwest, that are in southeast, that are in south-south, also remain in those regions in line with the status quo at the top. The reason is that if you do any microzoning now, or you alter the existing microzoning, you would have disenfranchised, or deprived people of exercising their constitutional right to seek second term which is dangerous. For instance, let's take, for instance, Anyanwu is National Secretary. The Constitution says he has the constitutional right to seek re-election for a second term of 4 years. Then at the national, the NEC have said status quo remains. Perfect. Then you now come to the southern Nigeria and say you are now microzoning. You are moving the secretary, office of the secretary from southeast to southwest. What you have done is to infringe on the constitutional right of the current holder of the office. What the Constitution have said he has a right to contest for a second term. Is that not invitation to anarchy? And we are saying that, look, we adopt what the NEC have decided, zoning status quo at the national between the north and south. Let it also transcend, let it run down up to the micro zonings. Those offices currently held by Southwest should remain there, so that those occupying can exercise their constitutional right to seek second term if they so desire. Don't infringe on that right, because it will destabilize the party. Let me give you an instance of the crisis we have in the South Zone. Chief Danobi, who was
Mr. Turner, I wish we had enough
as National Vice Chairman of the South.
Mr. Turner, I really want to give you the time to explain all of that, but
I wanted to just give you.
If you can do it in 30 seconds, if you can do it in 30 seconds.
To tamper with it. Yes. Thank you, yes. Now, Chief Danobi, as National Vice Chairman elected for 4 years, haven't served that term. He had a constitutional right to seek re-election. Governor Diri and other governors met in Yenagua, right? And said they have microzoned and zoned the office of the National Vice Chairman South from Edo to Bayelsa. That was invitation to crisis, because you are attempting to deprive Chief Danobi of his constitutional rights. Where the Constitution have made a provision, every convention must be suspended.
All right.
So there are things that
we are following up. I wish we could talk more on this. I wish we could talk more on this, because there is also the Minister Wike factor to all of this, and I wish we could explore that further, but my time is up. The Zonal Secretary, PDP South Zone, Judge Turner, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.